Hi folks, and welcome to Science This Year. My name is Mr. Soskel. Some of you may know me from being in the building before. I wasn't in the building last year, but I'm back, and I can't wait for the awesome year that we're going to have ahead of us. Some of you may be a little apprehensive, a little nervous about this school year, but don't worry. I can promise you that in science class, we are going to have a ton of fun. We are going to do some cool stuff. We're going to play games. We are going to connect with other scientists and classes from around the world, go on virtual field trips, go to locations that we couldn't even imagine going to if we had to take buses. We're going to travel around the world in some different ways, but also we are going to have a ton of fun learning science. And not just learning science, because when you are in my science class, whether you're at home or here in school with me, I expect you to be scientists, which means that we are going to find ways to do experiments, to get hands-on, to really evaluate some science, and make sure that you are acting as scientists. As a matter of fact, let me show you. I have right over here, I have my lab coat that I'm going to put on. And right here you can see that it says that Mr. Soskel is a mad scientist. So we are going to be mad scientists. We're going to do some cool stuff. So in addition to all of that, we are going to make sure that whether you are at home or whether you are here with me, that you are getting the same amazing experience and that you're learning what you need to this year. So let's dive into some of the things you're going to be learning. If you are in fourth grade this year, we're going to dive into some biology, which means you're going to learn all about different living things. We are going to spend some time outside as much as we can, exploring the garden, going on the nature trail across the street. And don't worry, if you are not here with me, we're going to record tons of videos and make sure that you are experiencing those things. And also, I am going to have you maybe go around your house and look for some cool stuff and see if you can find what we find here when we're out exploring. We are going to dive into some Earth and space science, which means we are going to be learning all about the solar system, our place in the universe, and all of the amazing stuff that's out there. We are just this tiny little dot in the universe, and there's so much out there. There are billions and billions of galaxies. Each of those galaxies has billions and billions of stars. That number is so big that it's hard to even wrap our head around it, but there's all of this cool stuff out there, and we're going to learn all about that. We're going to dive into some space science. And then we are going to learn some physics and chemistry. We're going to get into some physical sciences, which means that we're going to look at measuring motion, looking at speed and velocity. We're going to be doing a lot with electricity in fourth grade this year, so that means we're going to be building some circuits in different ways, learning about how electricity works. And then we're going to do some just basic chemistry, learn about what happens when you mix some different materials together. And learn about what matter is made of, all of the matter around us. So that's awesome for fourth grade, but if you are a fifth grader, we've got some even better stuff for you. And unfortunately, if you're in fourth grade, this is for next year, but don't worry, you're going to get to it, and I will be there with you to make sure that we have an awesome experience when you get into fifth grade too. But for my fifth graders this year, this is the year where you get to end your elementary school science experience by just doing the most awesome stuff. So when it comes to physics for you, we are going to be playing with force and motion and inertia. You're going to be learning about Newton's laws of motion. You get to play with magnets. We're going to dive into some electricity and magnets. Your chemistry unit is going to be a little more advanced, so we are going to mix some stuff together and see some chemical reactions and learn about what makes those reactions happen. On a basic level. Remember, if you're at home, don't mix substances together unless you have an adult that's telling you exactly what you should be mixing, because that can be dangerous, but we'll make sure that whatever you're doing is safe. When it comes to Earth and space science for you, we're going to be focusing more on Earth than space, which means the water cycle. We're going to be learning about how water creates climate and weather here on Earth. And also we're diving into some biology for you. Which means we are going to look at the building blocks of life. We're going to get into cells and organisms and learn about how those cells that make up each one of us as people, but also all living organisms, how they work and some of the different parts of those cells. And we're going to be looking at heredity. So how do plants and animals and other living things, other organisms, pass their traits down to their offspring? And what does that look like? So lots of awesome stuff. There's probably some stuff in there that I missed in there, but that's the general overview. This is going to be an awesome year. So we're all learning in this different way. We're using Schoology right now. You're watching this video on Schoology. All of the learning materials that you need are going to be posted in this course on Schoology. You'll have access to them. Don't worry if there's a day when you're absent or you can't make it to school. All of that will be saved for you, so you don't have to ask me, Mr. Soskell, what should I be doing? It's all there, just like it will be in all of your courses. But it's always best to keep up. I have always had the philosophy as a science teacher that I try not to assign any homework. Everything I give you should be done during your science period. So if you can get it done in that amount of time, you're home free. I don't expect you to do anything else outside of our science time. But of course, if you're not available during our science time, you've got some stuff to catch up on. All tests and quizzes will be done right here in the course, and we'll make sure that we get you the grade that you deserve. And don't worry, nobody will fail my science course. I will always give you the opportunity to learn things that you struggled with. I will be here to help you. If you need help, just contact me and I will get you whatever you need, whether that's more materials, more videos, more help. We'll find a time to conference during class where I can make sure that I help you one-on-one. I will make sure that you are successful at learning the science that you need to this year. So don't worry about grades. We'll make sure that all of that stuff works itself out. The only thing that I ask of you is that you try your best and that you apply yourself and that you believe that you can learn. Because I believe that you can learn, and I will make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that that happens. So today, your science content is just a get-to-know-you form. I want to know a little bit more about you because I care about you. I love my students. I want to know who my students are this year, and I can't wait to meet all of you individually. And each of you is different in your own amazing way, and I need to get to know you so that I can make this year as incredible as it possibly can be. And also, I'm going to share a little bit about myself so that you know a little bit about who your science teacher is this year. And so we'll get to know each other, and then we'll go from there. If you finish that work early, I've got some extra fun things for you to do. That's cool. You may want to do those things anyway, just because they're fun, even if it's outside of science class. We are going to play our first 5-clue challenge this year. It's one of the fun games that we play, and this is going to be a mystery animal challenge. So in a nutshell, I'm going to give you 5 clues, and you're going to have to see how quickly you can guess the animal that I'm near, and then I'll show you that animal, and we'll go from there. So I am super looking forward to this school year. I can't wait to work with all of you, and it's going to be awesome.